Welcome to Hot Garbage.
Hello and welcome to Hot Garbage, where we are the only trash talk that matters. And honestly, we're back. We took a week off because needed it.
Life is hard.
Mhm.
Yeah. If you heard last episode, I was angry. Because boy was I stressed and going through some emotional bullshit in my life, and took it out on Lala, Sheena, and I feel like there might have been some other people I took it out on.
Probably.
And so I'd just like to formally apologize to all of those people. I said mean things, took my anger out on you. Appreciate you. But yeah, got really mad over a television show, and should sit the fuck down.
Well, that's what we do here, though. We get mad over
Yeah.
television shows.
Right.
Happens.
And then sometimes you cross a line. Points itself.
It's all about accountability.
Yeah. And so I've been thinking about that for a couple weeks, how bad I actually feel about how mean I was. I was pretty mean.
It was well placed, though. It's fine.
Okay.
I
mean,
approve of it.
I feel like they're being mean this season.
They're being
Okay.
stupid.
Yeah, they're being stupid. So
If you can tell, I don't feel well. If you're watching this, I'm in a sweatshirt, which I don't think anybody's ever seen me in a sweatshirt. And I have not a stitch of makeup on. Don't have eyebrows. Luckily, it's covered by the glasses.
Living up to the hot garbage name as always.
mhm.
Yeah, feeling it. Feeling hot garbagey. And not the good kind. Yeah. So, okay, let's get into motherfucking share time. Mine is that I actually had a little fun thing that happened on Friday. It was a lot of fun. We started this podcast, and I've been using this because I'd like to do hosting stuff in the future, hopefully. On here, maybe, hopefully. Help us out.
Mhm.
Would be nice.
I love this to be my only job.
Yeah,
Same.
we would love that. And so I've been doing stuff like that. And so I got to do a little hosting thing for the community college that I work at.
Hell yeah.
And I got they give away little fake Oscar trophies. I'm not even kidding with you. I have little fake Oscar trophies.
That's awesome.
I love
And you
it.
got one?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
I get one for mentoring now, but I got 7 of them one year.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
What a
Yeah.
boss.
Yeah. One of them that I got was the outstanding academic achievement, which is basically I had the highest GPA in my program.
Nice.
Hell yeah. That is amazing.
My name's on a fucking plaque.
Love
I
that.
love that.
And I'm the first name on the plaque, so I call it my plaque.
It is your plaque.
It is my plaque and everybody else's. I'm sure my boss, every time he looks at my name being there, he's like, why the fuck couldn't it have been somebody else?
He gave you grades.
Well, no, I mean, why couldn't some other person be before me? Because I
Oh.
always say it's my plaque because I was the first one on it. And he's like, fuck. Yeah. So anyway, they had their little award ceremony, and I got to host it, and it was a lot of fun. And I was making little jokes, and I was up there with my friend Chloe, and we were making little jokes with each other. And my boyfriend said I did great. My parents said I did great. So I think I did great.
Hell yeah. We knew you would.
Yeah. And that's what he said too. He was like, I mean, I think we all expected you to do well. I was like, okay, great.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I had a lot of fun. When I was actually going out there, I was nervous at first, right? And then I got out there and I was like, I'm not fucking nervous anymore.
I told you I knew that was gonna happen because
Yeah.
that's getting your element.
Yeah, no. And that's literally what happened. There's my favorite poet, his name is George Watsky. I love him. If you don't know who he is, his name is George Watsky. I love him. If you like poetry, go listen to him. He has a book too. I love his book. I love him. I met him once. And by that I mean I accosted him.
Wouldn't expect anything else from you.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, I love you. But anyway, he has this one poem and it's called Go Big Young Friends. And it's like so fun. He basically like the whole thing is about like he has this one line that's like he says scared is just cared with a lisp because he has a lisp. So like that's what like the whole thing's about. But he starts like talking about how he was too afraid to crowd surf one time. And then at the end of it, he gets the entire poetry reading to crowd surf and carry him out of the auditorium.
That's amazing.
Wasn't it?
So cool.
Yeah. So anyway, he has a line in there that says something like 8 years ago, I stood on final stage and I knew what I wanted to do. No, I stood on final stage and I took a deep, confident pause because I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt I was going to vomit in front of 2,000 people. And then I didn't. And I finished my poem and everybody clapped and I knew what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And like that was like almost the feeling I had where it was like I felt like I was like going to pee myself. And then I got out there and I was like, good. Like it just went away.
Badass.
That makes me
Yeah.
so happy for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like I know it was just like a little community college, but like I like had like the time of my life. And I plugged Hot Garbage.
Hell yeah.
I literally said something like, you know, I made it through this like whole award ceremony without mentioning Hot Garbage. And I was like, that's my podcast. Go follow it. It's anywhere.
Guys, I
amazing.
hope you're here from the award show. If you're a new listener, thank you.
Parental
and-
advisory.
Yeah. Not safe for work.
And I'm jealous
Not
that you
safe
guys
for
got to
work.
see
Safe for
Laura
the
in
car.
person.
Imagine you're in the car listening to us, and the car next to you hears us. They're definitely going to give you a look.
I hope they do.
All right, yeah, so that's my motherfucking share time. Stephanie, what's your motherfucking share time?
Okay, so I have been watching Real Housewives of Salt Lake City.
Ooh.
And the first like 3 seasons, I'm like, okay, it's kind of good. There's some funny parts.
I watched
Okay.
the Jen stuff, and then I stopped.
Oh, that was like the first 3 seasons, and there's only 4 seasons.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm on season 4 now, and there's one person in there who just like is creating like really stupid drama, but I'm really excited to find out like what happens at the end that everyone was saying like it's the best TV all year. So stay tuned for that. I just wanted to give you all that update. But my real share time, I watched a really good movie the other night. It's called Late Night with the Devil, and it's on Prime, but I have AMC Plus on Prime, and that's how I watched it. I don't know if it's just available on Prime, but it's set in the 70s, and it's on a late night talk show host like Halloween night, and he has like people come who'd like talk to the dead and stuff, or like can talk to yeah, I guess the dead or spirits. And then they have this one girl come, and she's like
Laura's not having it.
yeah, she's like possessed. And she's like the sole survivor of like this like
She's
mass
possessed.
suicide
Oh my
thing.
god, I'm
It was so good, guys. Like if you can sit through like possession movies and stuff, this is a really good one. It has like cool music in it too. Me and Nick really liked it. It was scary, and I don't usually find things pretty scary. It had really, oh my gosh, it had
Not doing it.
really cool special effects. Okay, like
1000% not doing it.
what is that one movie where like people's brains explode? And it's like a 70s movie.
Oh yeah.
and like just like the special effects from like that movie, it looks like so fake but really cool at the same time, and that's like the special effect like in this movie. Like I could tell like something like gory was about to happen just by the way like the person's face looked. Like you could tell like he was wearing something on his face. And I don't know, I just really appreciate stuff like that. I really think it's funny.
I really appreciate practical things as well.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
really appreciate when they go the extra mile to not use CGI and
Yes.
practically do things.
Yes. Like
Think
there's
about the Battle of Helm's Deep, right? And how that was practically done, right? Like there was some CGI to make it look whatever. And then think about like Game of Thrones, that was all like CGI, and think about like the difference.
Mhm.
That's all
Yeah.
I'm saying.
So yeah, I just you don't see it often anymore. Like you don't see like actual special effects. Like yeah, like everything's CGI. And so I thought it was a really cool movie. It was a great story. I felt like it was pretty original. And it was something new that I haven't watched in a really long time. So I really liked it. I recommend it. It's on Prime. But through AMC Plus, which you can get like a free subscription and then cancel it before if you do it within a week. So
The way to do it.
yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Ready or Not?
Is that the one where they're playing that game with the
Yeah,
bride? Yeah,
with
I
the
like that
bride.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you were talking about exploding things, I was like, you really like that.
I do. I really like a gory movie. I know that's
Yeah, me
weird.
too.
Same.
Yeah, I love like a gory movie. Like that's what's gonna scare me.
If you give me like a slasher movie where
Mhm.
like the final girl is like covered head to toe in blood,
it.
I'm like, cool.
I love it. Like that's what I want to see.
Yeah. I used to not be this way. And then like I gave into impulses and like for some reason like I'm just like into like slasher gore horror like now. Like Texas Chainsaw. Like I started watching like all of these like slasher flips. Like cuz I used to always say I was afraid of horror
Mhm.
because I don't like possession shit.
Mhm.
So I used to stay away from all of it. So then I started watching things like Texas Chainsaw Massacre and like Halloween and like Scream and things like that. And now I'm
So
like,
good.
yeah, I like horror, but it has to be like a specific horror.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I am
Like,
too. It has to be funny.
yeah.
I like
You
all
would
horror really.
Yeah, you would
Mhm.
like The Hunt. I think that it's a horror movie. It's really not.
You need to watch that, Tyler. It's so
Yeah,
good.
you would love it, Tyler. Like you would love it. It's like it really is Democrats versus Republicans for real. And it's a fight to the death.
It's really funny. Like
It's
honestly.
so funny. Like it's a horror movie, but it's like funny. I would say it's more of a thriller than a horror movie.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll check it
And
out.
it's funny.
Yeah.
If it's
and it's-
gory, then I'll be laughing the whole time anyways. So
Yeah, it's pretty it's yeah, no, it's pretty gory.
that's my problem with like gory movies is I just laugh like every time
Yeah.
something happens.
You'll crack up at the beginning. Like the first like 15-minute sequence.
Hell yeah.
I love it. I need to watch it again. I haven't watched it since it came out.
Yeah, I just watched it for the first time.
I
Because
paid
they
for it and I
basically
was like,
do what Scream did with Drew Barrymore.
mhm.
Trying to remember what they did with Drew Barrymore.
So she's like in all the promos and stuff, and like
Oh, and
it
she
looks like
dies
she's-
like right at the beginning.
yeah, it looks like she's
That's
gonna
right.
be the main girl, and
That's right.
yeah,
And they
forgot
had
about
like
that.
Nev Campbell like in the back.
yeah,
It's amazing.
Yeah. And Skeet had some like mustache, so he like looked different. Skeet Ulrich.
yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Stephanie, I'm not gonna watch that.
It looks interesting, like from what I've seen. So I want to watch that.
It's really good, Tyler. I really recommend it. Laura, I know it's not your type of movie, but of the like
I'm
horror
not
movies
watching
I've seen-
possession shit. I will not. There is a movie called Stay Alive, and I don't know if I've told you guys about this before, but it's like a video game, and like you start playing it, and how you die in the video game is how you
Oh,
die in
yes,
real
you told
life.
me about this. Yes.
Yeah, and so in the beginning, there's like this incantation that they basically have to say, and that's what activates this fucking spell, and the lady comes to kill them. And I've never listened to the incantation. I plug my ears, close my eyes, la 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 la.
It's funny.
Never read it, have no idea what it is. Don't plan on it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're bothered by that stuff, I wouldn't risk it.
Yeah, no. No, I don't fuck with spirits and shit. I don't fuck with demons. I don't fuck with devil. I don't fuck with possessions. I don't fuck with going into hell. I don't fuck with
My share time next week is just going to be reading that to you. It's like, so,
I'm gonna be like held hostage. My headphones are gonna be off.
You won't know because you've never heard it.
True.
Just gonna randomly start speaking Latin.
Yeah, I don't know if it's Latin. I don't know if it's English. I'm gonna guess it's English.
It's gonna be so funny.
If you start saying some incantation next week, I'm taking my headphones off.
I gotta remember that.
I know, me too. I want to see how long. But we can't do it next week. You have to do it randomly. Like,
Oh yeah.
Like when I forget about it.
yes. Give it 2 weeks.
Stephanie gave my brain power 2 weeks.
She's nicer than me. I was gonna say, like, you think she's really gonna remember by next week?
Phenomenal.
I could do it tomorrow. She'd be like, "What are you doing?"
Fuck. It's a memory of a gerbil, apparently. I have the short-term memory of a gerbil because there is long-term memory in there.
I think you're just more like preoccupied with like other shit going on
Yeah.
that you don't really like remember stupid shit like that.
That's super true. Can I
It goes
tell
in
you
the back
that?
of the Rolodex.
True. Super true. Can I tell you that my boss has said that numerous times where like there's like you can see that I'm paying attention, but you can also see the 900 things going through the Rolodex.
Yep. So see, I'm not wrong.
So just so you guys know what the Rolodex conversation is, I like to ask people how they organize their mind because everybody organizes their mind in very different ways. And that can tell you a lot about a person. So like my mind is Rolodex. So it just goes until I get to, that's the sound, until I get to the card. And then it has all the information that I need right on that card. And then Tyler had said, mine's just fucking scattered piles, but I know where everything is.
It's a hoarder's house. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Everything's just laying out everywhere. It's a mess, but I know exactly where everything is.
Yeah. And then Stephanie, what was yours?
It was that like teenage girl's room that was a mess. It like remember it was like a like a teenage girl's like bookshelf and it has like all this random shit in it. And like I know what's in there. I know, and I have a lot of
It's what's behind Laura's blanket.
Yeah. It's a lot of pop culture in there and stuff like that. A lot of Hello Kitty and Pete.
There's like some snacks. There's some gummy bears. There's some tissues. There's a couple books.
There's some textbooks in there too.
Yeah. And I have 2 journals. I'm reading Lord of the Rings. And then I also have a romance book that I'm reading.
She always used to have this one, like before she covered that, she used to have this one that said like 1,000 prompts or something like that. And I always like wanted to go through it.
Yeah, it was a big one too.
Yeah. The prompt.
Yeah, that was for my writing classes.
Yeah, but that's my brain. It's like a teenage girl's like messy room. There's a lot of cute stuff in there, and that's like at the front of my mind most of the time.
How I organize my room. I organize my room like a teenage girl's bookshelf. Oh my God. How does that make you feel? I'm not sure.
Well, while we're on the subject of brains and short-term memories and stuff like that, mine pretty
Well,
much
if I could share
involves that. So I took my car to get an oil change today,
Okay.
and it's not far from where I live. It's maybe like a mile or two.
Did you walk there?
No, well, I had to take the car there, so no.
Phenomenal.
So I took my car to the Goodyear, and I was just gonna like hang out there while they did it and stuff like that. And eventually, the guy's like, "Someone coming to get you?" And I'm like, "No, I was just gonna hang out here till it's done." He's like, "Oh, well, we have like a bunch of appointments lined up today and stuff like that." And I was like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "Yeah, we had like 8 cars left here overnight that we have to work on." I was like, "Phenomenal. Okay, I'll be on my way then." I just start walking home, and
You did walk. Fuck you.
yeah, I walked. I didn't walk there. I walked home. I got about halfway home, and I was like, "My house key's on my car key ring."
Oh no.
I was like, "Cool." So I
That
texted my
sucks.
mom, and I was just like, "Hey, so I was gonna walk home to get my oil change, but my keys are on my car keys, so I'm coming to your place." And I'm glad I did, because it was like 5 hours before my car was actually done.
That's shit.
Yeah. So yeah,
Do you
I'm
wanna-
a dumbass.
A lot of places in Texas, though, you cannot walk. Okay, I'm just gonna say, like, if
Yeah.
I
I mean, your
I couldn't walk.
infrastructure is shit. Like, I'm surprised that you can walk places.
I mean, you got to know where the sidewalks are and stuff like that. Like on one of the roads on my way to my parents' house, like the sidewalk just ends, and there's like a school on one side, and then where the sidewalk was, there's a cornfield. And so I was like, I could go across the street, but there's cars coming because they're dropping kids off at school. So I was like, gonna keep walking along this field. It's not as bad as like Arlington. Arlington has shit for sidewalks.
Mhm.
So
That makes more sense.
I
Yeah.
saw something like people visited Houston for the first time, and they saw like, oh, there's a Target like not even a mile away, and it's on the other side of the highway. And they tried to walk.
dumbasses.
Isn't it like doesn't it like take you like a good like don't you have to go through like all like this stuff to get even over like across the street?
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes you can't like. Sometimes it's just like a one way. You have to go all around the highway to get. Like in Austin last weekend. Oh my god! Like there's. I went to a restaurant on this side of the highway, and there was a coffee shop on the other side, and it was an hour wait, so we were just gonna go to the coffee shop and get a coffee. Okay, it took me 15 minutes to get across the highway, and it was like right there. Okay, I was like, what the fuck is up with this?
Yeah. And that's because Austin's like one of like the walkable cities.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
Mhm.
walkable.
yep.
There weren't people or there were people walking. There were, but it's not like it's not good to walk there. Like, just,
It's not good, but it's like
Yeah.
one of the better cities to do it.
yeah.
They have
That's
those
some
fucking
shit.
scooters everywhere too. So
Mhm.
Oh, I hate those fucking things.
everybody does,
Mhm.
except for people in Austin, because they're always fucking on them in the middle of the road. Anyways.
They used to be everywhere here, but I don't see them anymore.
Yeah.
So I grew up on like going to like a beach town, and on the back road there's like only like a people lane. There's not really a sidewalk. And so it's 25 on the back road, but like you're battling people because there's so many people out just like walking and on their bike. So like there are people like in your fucking lane. You're dodging people left and right. And so like that's what I'm thinking.
Pretty close.
There's sidewalks.
Yeah.
There are sidewalks, and there's like bike lanes and stuff.
There's a lot of fucking bike lanes.
There's a lot of bike lanes. Yeah. So
In Austin specifically, not everywhere else.
in San
Yeah.
Antonio, there's a fuck ton, and I always drive in them on accident. I don't know.
Stephanie's just mowing cyclists down.
Like, I use it to turn. Like, am I not allowed to turn? Like, I don't know. Like, y'all are going straight. I'm just gonna go right here and turn.
I feel like Stephanie sometimes does shit on the road where everybody else around her is like, "What an asshole!" And Stephanie has no idea.
Don't drive half the time. I don't drive. Like, I have to drive to work and like home. But other than that, I don't drive anywhere. Like, everyone else drives.
Probably because they know.
I'm so distracted when I drive. I'm like,
There it is. I know. There it is.
like it, and it's not. I'm not even on my phone, guys. It's just like I'm like
You're
I love
you.
to
I
read.
know.
I love
Just
to read
thinking.
stickers. I love to read stickers. I love to
I
like.
read stickers.
I talk
Shiny
to
things.
I talk to Nick on the phone like most of the time on the way home, and then like we're on the phone for. It takes me like
Is
over an
Nick
hour to
trying
get
to?
home.
Is Nick talking to you just to keep your like attention?
I don't know. I don't know, but like I'll tell like there's this element, a Honda Element with a corn sticker on the back and a UTSA sticker on the back, and I see it all the time. Okay, on the highway, I see it all the time, and I swear it's in like they live in Nick's mom's neighborhood, and I tell Nick this. And he's like, "There's so many other Honda Elements." And I was like, "When do you see a Honda Element ever? A green Honda Element? I never see a Honda Element anywhere." And so sometimes when I'm talking to Nick, I'm like,
Here's another one. When have you ever seen a Honda Element?
well, then me and Nick are like, I'm driving, and like sometimes like me and Nick don't have anything to say, so I'm like, a Nissan Rogue, oh, a Mercedes, a Jeep Commander.
I feel like Nick's on the other end. Like, why the fuck did you call me for this?
Yeah, and then I'm like, no green Honda Elements anywhere. That's weird. I don't. There's not all these Honda Elements out there. So weird. We'll see.
Stephanie, don't ever change.
Yeah, seriously.
I know I say this like every episode. Don't change.
No, you
The
live
world
so
needs
on
people
brand
like
and
you.
stay there.
But I did see a white Element the other day. I was driving home. I was talking. Oh, me and Nick were talking, but I think he was telling
Shut
me
the
a story.
fuck up.
He was telling me a story, and I interrupted him, and I went, "There's a white Honda Element."
Just has tally
laughing.
marks on her window.
That's
This
the
one's
worst.
another element.
She has like a post-it note.
I haven't seen any other Elements in San Antonio except for that one and the green one I always see. And it's not a different one. It's the same green one. How many green Honda Elements are out there with a corn sticker on the back? Who has a corn sticker anymore?
And a U of T sticker.
Yeah, UTSA.
UTSA. If
I
you're
don't know.
listening, we know you exist, and we know you're the same person, and we know that you see Stephanie fucking distracted.
Stephanie knows where you live, apparently. So
Somewhere in that neighborhood, I swear. I've seen you parked out there one day.
she's coming for you.
Oh my god.
All right, let's move on.
Let's get into our shows. First, we have Vanderpump, and Vanderpump's been taking us on a ride, hasn't it?
It has. It has.
Yeah.
Jack showed up and was labeled former Sir employee, which I thought was hilarious. Like, he didn't, like, the audacity of them to even, like...
But it was his show.
Right, he was the number one guy in the group.
The number one guy in the
That's why
group.
we say this. And then we get over to Sheena and Brock, and I fucking, you know, we just need to have a couple conversations about this right now. So,
Yeah, we do.
number one, her cat's name is Penny Lane, and I'm going to be honest, I don't think Sheena's ever listened to the like Beatles unironically.
I don't think Sheena's listened to anything but herself.
Right. Like, you're going to tell me that the Beatles Penny Lane has inspired you?
No, it's Penny Lane from. Isn't it Penny Lane from Almost Famous? That's why she has that tattoo.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, that's why she named it.
Okay.
That
yeah.
makes way more
Yeah,
sense. She's
it's
allowed to do
not-
it for
it's
that
not
reason.
The Beatles. It's not the Beatles. I'm telling you that much.
It's not. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking Penny Lane, the Beatles. Like that's where my mind goes, and I'm like, Sheena, be for real. and it's definitely the Almost Famous thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, that makes a lot more sense.
everything's happening.
Yeah. That's what that's also from. Yeah, you're totally right.
That's her favorite movie.
Yes. So that makes total sense. You can name your cat Penny Lane. I take it back, Sheena. I will not take back the fact that Brock is useless.
Yeah.
Brock is. Brock knew what he was doing when wherever he met Sheena, he knew the fuck he was doing. He knew he was Australian and had dark hair and had some muscles. So obviously everyone's gonna say, or no, he's from New Zealand. Sorry, right?
No, he's.
Australian.
I think he's
I
Australian.
think he's Australian.
Okay, no, yeah. So he has Australian accent. He knew what the fuck he was doing. He thinks he looks like fucking Aquaman. Okay.
Yeah.
Sheena said he sounds like Aquaman. So of course he bamboozled her. He has no job. Okay, he works at like he works at like those fucking CrossFit.
He wants to get a
gyms.
nanny, and it's like, for what reason, bro?
So you can go out and oh my gosh. Well, we'll get there eventually from this episode. I have something to say to Brock, but he knew what he was doing. He knew all this time that he was going to bamboozle Sheena into marrying him, and he's just gonna like milk the cow, like, cause for free, because he looked like Aquaman, and they have a loveless marriage. They're not in love at all. They hate each other. Okay,
They hate each other right now.
hate each other, and Sheena sucks. Okay, Sheena just sucks.
Yeah.
And
I would like to say that Sheena got induced on Brock's other daughter's birthday.
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, I'm pretty positive. Maybe we should fact check me on that because you look so
Winter's birthday?
surprised.
Okay, wait, let me find.
I'm almost positive that she got induced.
Also,
On
he
the
is
other
from New
kids.
Zealand.
Oh, he is New Zealand?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh my gosh, she has the same birthday as Winter.
Yeah. So not only did she get induced on that day, like you could have picked another day. Like you really could have said to the doctor, we're not going to do it on that day. Let's do it the next day. Like you got induced. Okay, induced.
Mhm.
It's not like you went into labor. You got induced
Mhm.
on the other kid's birthday. And then the other kid's name is Winter Sky. And your daughter's name is Summer Moon.
She has to say that she's always had this name because her favorite character in the OC's name is Summer. No, Sheena, you're such a liar.
And she also said people said she looked like Britney Spears whenever she was younger, and she sure the fuck didn't. So I don't take anything but she says as truth.
I'm like,
did
I
say that.
cannot with this. And then when they're sitting there at dinner, let's just skip to dinner. And then when they're sitting there at
Yes,
dinner,
thank you.
she says, I gave you a second chance at being a father. And that's all I was thinking in my head. I was like, you got induced on the other kids. Like it was induced. And is one more day really going to kill your baby? No, it's not.
Why did she say she was gonna I know I watched her birth video. Like there's
Listen,
nothing
I have a
else
lot
to
of
watch.
things about being induced. My grandfather was an OBGYN. We're not going to get into it.
No, but like she said, like she was talking to someone like about how she didn't want, or it was Brittany. She was telling Brittany, I don't want to die. Like whenever she said like, oh, are you guys gonna have another baby? And she's like, I don't want to die.
Oh
like,
yeah.
was she gonna die in childbirth? When was she
Oh,
gonna
I don't
die?
know.
Because I watched her YouTube videos when she was in labor. There was nothing on. Okay, it was COVID.
Yo, she had like preeclampsia or some shit. I take back the inducing comment.
Oh. Okay, never mind. My best friend had that, and it apparently sucks. I didn't know she had that, so never mind.
No, I don't know if she had it. I'm just saying that if she
Oh.
did have something, it's like I take it back and you could have gotten induced on the kid's birthday, but it's still fucking weird.
No, but she did. I don't remember her like ever saying she was like sick or anything during her
I don't
pregnancy.
either.
And then she seemed to have a normal birth. Like she wasn't gonna die or anything.
That's what I thought too.
From what I remember, she had like it was just a normal birth.
It's probably just Sheena being dramatic.
Yeah.
What else is new?
That's probably what it was.
And I think she doesn't want another baby because she doesn't want to gain all the weight again.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I don't think she wants to have another baby.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But when they were having the dinner, he said something about a pity party, and I was like, "What pity party? And am I supposed to give you?" I'm like, "You left your kids.
Yeah.
Like he chose to leave and not pay child support."
And Sheena had to pay the child support.
Yeah,
Did
Mhm.
she?
she ended up paying a lot of that money, I think.
Wow. Okay.
That's alleged.
I swear
was
she
gonna say,
talked
he
about
suckered
it.
everybody, didn't he?
Yeah, like I swear she talked about it at one point, like because she was like, "Yeah, like I was just helping out. Like it's not, I didn't pay it. He's gonna pay me back or something like that." I could be wrong, but I swear. I'm definitely
Oh, if she did that, that is so stupid.
Mhm.
You do not pay off another man. You do not pay off that man's debt.
Yeah.
So let's move on and talk about James and Allie and this wedding. So Allie's friend is getting married somewhere. Don't know where, didn't write it down. And basically they have to leave the dog and the cats. The cats are fine. The dog is the dog.
Yeah.
And so his brother ends up not being able to like watch the dog. So he's like, I can't leave the dog. And she's like, you can leave the dog. And I love the girls telling him you can leave the dog and him like crying about it. And him being like, it's like my child, and Lala being like, get the fuck over yourself.
I know.
I know that a lot of people were like mad at Lala about that because like a comparison or whatever. But I was like, no, if I'm Lala and he's like crying about a dog right now and like talking about how he doesn't want to leave like his dog at daycare and I leave my kid at daycare, like shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Little of dramatic there.
Yeah.
Yeah, like shut the fuck up.
Because I like James now, but wasn't it
I love
him
James.
that said last season when Rachel had the dog, he was like, "Yeah, I'm sad, but it's a dog." Like, didn't he say like, "I'm not gonna cry over it" or something like that? I'm not gonna be sad.
Yeah, I
about
think he
it.
said something like that. Like he did like miss the dog. Because I remember like the first episode, he was like, oh, the dog was in the vet. Like you didn't want to tell me like that the dog was like really hurt
Mhm.
and like
Yeah.
confronted her about it. So I
Mhm.
think he still did care about the dog. But I think like the dog was only like okay, for me, like I would have to share custody of the dog, right? Like the dog
Yeah.
is my service animal. We've been around for 5 years. Like me and the dog are bonded, right? Like we would have to share custody of the dog at some like a little bit. Like I would have to get her once a month. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for that, they only had the dog for a year, and I think you got to kind of let the dog go.
Yeah.
That could also just be James, like being James and like trying not to make it seem like he cares about it and stuff like that. Like I could see him like hiding how he actually feels about the dog.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I agree with that.
Mhm.
But yeah, I love him being like, I can't leave him with anybody. It's like, okay, you go take him to a kennel with trained dog professionals.
He'll be
Yeah.
fine.
And
like a normal person.
yeah, like what the fuck? If I'm Allie, I'm pissed. If I'm Allie, that might be grounds to break up. So Jack starts yelling at Katie at like this party or whatever that they're having. So they have like this party at the end, which was like kind of like the good part of the episode, I'd say.
Yeah.
And at this party, Jax is there and Jax is yelling at Katie. And James kind of stands up for Katie and like he's like, yo, dude, why are you getting so aggressive? And I was like, how far James and Katie have come.
Mhm.
Like, didn't he say at one point something like, I mean, I'm always going to pick Katie? Like, history,
Yeah.
longevity.
I think so.
He said something like that.
Especially over Jax. Like, they've never
Yeah.
gotten along. So,
Yeah. They've tried to get along, and then it always ends up bad.
yeah.
So at the end of the episode, we get Tom deflecting once again. Tom Sandoval. We've been able to stay away from him all episode, but here we are.
Yep.
And that's because he's a fuckwad.
Yeah.
He basically, Sheena kind of stood up to him, kind of let him have it. Brock kind of was letting him have it. And then Tom says, well, you were the other woman in a relationship, citing the time that Sheena was a mistress when she was like 21 years old, and it was in 2006, which is literally almost like 18 years ago.
Yep.
And he's a 40-year-old adult.
Mm-hmm.
And it happened a year ago.
And it happened a
Yep.
year ago.
Actually,
Yes.
when this filmed, it happened months ago.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're still not at a year.
Yeah.
Yep. And after he says that, Brock grabs his shoulder, and I thought Brock was going to beat him up. Brock didn't, however, but I thought Brock was going to punch him in the face.
I wish.
I
I
was getting a little
really,
excited.
I really was like, do it. We all want you to. But he just grabbed his shoulder in a very menacing way and said she was 20 years old.
Mhm.
Shut the fuck up. And basically instills the fear of God into Tom Sandoval.
Hell yeah for that.
Yep.
Because I thought he was going to get punched in his face, and I think Tom Sandoval thought he was going to get punched in the face.
And he should have.
Good on Brock. But if you punched him in the face to stand up for your wife like that, everybody would have accepted it.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody would have called you aggressive. Actually, there's a lot of people that would have called you aggressive, but we wouldn't have been those people.
Sandoval would have had him deported. Let's be real.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
probably.
something.
But yeah, I really thought he was gonna just. Honestly, Sheena deserved to slap him across the face.
Yep.
She did.
He physically deserved to get slapped in the face.
Definitely.
Like that time that he punched Dax in the face for sleeping with Kristen, and Jax like deserved to get punched in the face. That was that same moment.
Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Remember a long time ago whenever we slightly cheered for Sandoval because he punched Jax in the face?
Yeah, right?
I can like vividly see Jax's face when he gets
Yeah.
like punched like that.
I can
menacing
see the
look.
punch. I can see Sandoval punching.
He's still a little bitch though because he had to sucker punch him. So
Yeah.
like he was acting all cool with him and then just
Sucker
Yeah.
punched him.
Sandoval sucks still.
Sandoval sucks.
Always has, always will.
I love when Sheena's also leaving and she goes, "Sorry, Allie, for yelling in your house."
I loved that.
And I'm going to be honest with you. It kind of looked like James wanted to punch Sandoval in the face for what he said about Sheena. It kind of looked like when they were like all out there like comforting Sheena, it kind of looked like James wanted to punch him in the face a little bit.
I love that.
Yeah.
I wish somebody did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Valley was also kind of good.
Oh
It's
yeah,
it's
that
been
was
like
good.
almost a week since I've watched this. So
Okay,
No,
so most of the Valley was pretty boring, except for the fact that Jack said, "I'm worried that Kristen is going to open her mouth and say all of this as he's blabbing to Jasmine on camera." Did we all like he like fuck Stephanie?
I'm guessing that's why you froze there for a second. I was trying to stop you in like the middle of that because like Stephanie was just like frozen on my screen.
I like don't even know if that's real blood. Like it looks like corn syrup and like
His
Yeah,
face
that-
when he's like,
Looks fake as hell.
he looks scary.
So at the end of the Valley, we get the fight, the dinner party, where Krista basically is like, Jesse's an aggressive motherfucker and he's drunk and I don't want to be anywhere near him, which she was fair.
Yeah.
And basically then Michelle gets mad about it and is aggressive, and yeah, Michelle was kind of mean, and Jesse was an animal. I think that's what we could describe what he does. He's trying so hard to get at Will because he's so pissed about God knows what.
Well, he's
That
pissed because
he's
Michelle's leaving him, like, and he knows it now.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. You know what? Let's take a second to before we say all of this. That's a really good point. We are watching the literal breakdown of a marriage. Like we are
Yeah.
watching him come to the realization that his wife is divorcing him and he has drank too much at this moment.
It's so good, guys. Like
Yeah.
this is good TV. Like I was smiling.
Yeah. I kind of feel bad for him
Yeah.
because we are watching a man unravel and spiral a little bit, and like it's because his wife is leaving him.
Mhm.
I feel like that's what this whole show is going to end up being, though. Like we've already
Yeah.
heard about Jackson, Brittany. Like
Yeah.
that's what this whole show is just marriages breaking down.
Unraveling.
But like Jesse and Michelle are showing the most, and then for
Yeah.
them to
Yeah.
talk about Michelle's like rumor
Affair.
that she's having an affair with the director, that's crazy.
Ooh.
Like I can't
Yeah.
believe they're showing this stuff, and they were saying the name, and they had to bleep the name. Like like there had to be some sort of truth or something going on there.
Oh yeah.
I
Yep.
tried
Yeah.
to find out what the name is, guys. Don't worry, I'm on the case.
They definitely like next episode apparently like they're having like the episode ended in a cliffhanger where like next episode they're going to talk about it, like Michelle's going to talk about something at the dinner party or whatever. So we'll probably get something there, hopefully. But we also this episode watched Jesse plow through Zach, Brittany. Who else was standing there? There was a couple people standing there that got plowed through.
Yeah, I don't.
Zach
remember.
was the funniest
I don't
looking one because
believe-
he got really plowed through.
Oh my gosh, yes. And then Zach, I remember Zach because Zach was like,
Yeah, like, it was super dramatic.
he was so dramatic about it. Was it Jesse that plowed through? I thought it was like a producer. No, you're right. Yeah, it wasn't. The producers were kind of in the middle trying to stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So next week is probably hopefully going to be we get some answers and we don't just get little edits of the end of that dinner party.
I'm so excited for like this week's episode, guys.
Yeah.
They better not blow it like they did with the last one.
Yeah.
Yes. Where we get a preview of a fight and then just people talk about it in other people's voices and stuff. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's it for the Valley.
Really fast. Just going back to the fight. Do you think they might have revealed something in that fight about like Michelle and Jesse that like maybe like they really couldn't show it? Just like how they're bleeping out the director's name and stuff. Like
Possibly.
and that's why they're not showing it and like they had to edit it in like a certain way. No, I don't know. That's just
Possibly. Depending on how the next episode's edited, I think that might hold up.
Yeah.
Because that's actually like maybe there's like stuff that they really can't show us, and that's why it's going to be edited like that.
Yeah, that could be it.
Yeah. So next is Survivor, and basically what it is the nothing matters until we get to the challenge because these episodes are too goddamn fucking long.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to say I have been a fan of this show for a very long time. And I know that everybody used to go, these episodes need to be longer. These episodes need to be longer. That's what people used to always say because Survivor Australia is longer. Survivor Australia also has more going on. And so basically, people now are starting to go like, oh, okay, maybe they are a little too long, like two seasons in. And I would like to say I was never part of that. I was always never on the 90-minute episodes. I was never a part of that. Never have I ever said that these episodes need to be longer.
Wait, people are now saying that they're too long?
Yeah.
Thank
about
you.
time.
Oh my gosh. I swear we were the only ones who said they were too long.
For a long time, we were the only ones who were saying that. Now it seems that people are now starting to like jump on that bandwagon.
Thank God.
And Jeff Probst told us that we wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jeff. You warned us.
Yeah. So basically nothing matters until we get to the challenge. And the challenge is that they split themselves into groups of 3, and how they split themselves into groups of 3 was hilarious. They basically were like, I don't want anything to do with Q. I'm going to be in this group. I'm going to be in this group. I'm going to be in this group. Get the fuck over there. And basically, as each stage happens, people get eliminated, blah, blah, fucking blah. Charlie ends up beating Hunter. They had to do like this thing where they had to stand on like a little perch with their arms behind their head. If you've ever seen the show, you've seen the challenge before. And Charlie, little engine that could, beat Hunter, which was awesome and needed.
Was this whole like challenge thing supposed to be like a best of challenges and stuff like that? Because I swear we've seen like that whole like throwing the ball onto the hoop thing like 3 times this season.
Yeah. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
I'm like, why are we doing this again?
Because they already had the props.
Yeah. Makes sense, I guess, but still.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
be more
annoying.
creative.
So anyway, Charlie wins immunity. They get back to camp, and Kenzie wants chaos. That's the easiest way that we can put that.
Yeah.
And basically tries to get rid of Tiff, who is her number one.
Which is
Doesn't matter that
crazy
wants to get rid of
me.
her.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
I think that's crazy. Like, I was like, whoa, where is this coming from?
She wants chaos. She was ready.
Truly.
So she approaches the people that she should, who were Maria, Hunter, and Charlie. And it seemed like that this was kind of a plan for a minute. And then Tiff tells Charlie that she's going to burn her idol, and then everything's like, oh, just kidding. And that's really what happened. Like, Tiff literally says, I'm going to burn my idol, and Charlie then goes, well, fuck. So then the plan becomes Hunter. And Hunter kind of tells, can kind of tell. So he ends up telling Venus, Liz, and Q that he has an idol that he's going to play, which was fucking stupid. Like, that is the dumbest thing he could have ever done. Because if he just kept the fact that he had an idol that nobody knew about, a secret, everybody would have just voted for him. He used his idol, and whoever he voted for gets taken out.
Mm-hmm.
But instead, he tells people that he has this idol that nobody knew about.
He shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Like,
He
at
just wanted to
all.
be part of a team like so bad.
Yeah. That's what it felt like.
Yep.
So the plan almost starts to change to Q, but I think that they all realized that they were all lying to Hunter, because he was like, oh, it's Q. And then they were like, oh, we're changing the plan to Q. And everybody's like, yeah, okay. And for a second, it almost seems like that they were all going to vote out Q at the tribal. And really did a great acting job and made Hunter believe that he wasn't going home, and he played his idol, and they split the votes between him and Q, and then they just got rid of him.
I thought he didn't play his idol.
He did not play his idol.
Okay. I guess I misheard you. I thought you said he did.
My bad if I did. He did not play his idol.
I think that he was going after what Kenzie was doing, and Kenzie really was serious as she was voting for Q. And like, whenever they showed the vote, she voted for Q both times.
Well, that's because they split the vote.
Yeah.
And then they voted him out.
Mm-hmm.
And it was great because he needed to go. Yeah, Ben getting the rogue vote was hilarious.
Yeah.
It was a tie with Ben with 1.
And then his reaction was just like
And I think that one was Q. Because like, I think the one was Q because
I think so too.
Hunter voted for Q.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would make sense.
I think Q was the one with the 1 vote. To Ben.
That's what him and Hunter talked about too. It was the one.
Yeah, so Hunter went home with an idol in his pocket, and Tiff didn't play her idol, which was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so Survivor was actually pretty good this week, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What was not good was The Amazing Race. The Amazing Race was fucking terrible. The Amazing Race was boring. The Amazing Race drug on. And frankly, I have what the roadblock is, what the detour is, The boyfriends won again for the 4th time. The mom and son got second, and Sunny and Biz left. And I think that sums it up.
Yeah, pretty much.
Week before. I haven't watched in 2 weeks, y'all. Like,
You're missing literally nothing. It is the most boring thing I've ever watched on television. It is dragging. It is clear that you did not know that these were going to be 90 minutes. It's also boring because we're only in South America.
mhm.
And it's boring because the boyfriends have won 4 times. And the only people that are kind of fun are Walla Walla, Washington. Because they just keep coming in like second and fourth and shit. And it's like, how
I
you
love
doing
them.
that?
Yeah.
The kid could weld.
The
The kid made an engineering like robot, like battle bot thing, I'm gonna
Oh, yeah.
guess.
Yeah.
And he was like, some of it had like welding, so I actually can weld. And I was like, what the fuck?
Is the nursing couple that hate each other still in? The Asian
Yes.
guy and the blonde
Yes.
girl? Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was just about to say, like, they're so fucking annoying.
Oh my god, I can't believe that they're still together after this.
Yeah. Like, if you watch this episode, Stephanie, like, this
Or
was
at
like
each
the
other's
worst of it.
Like, I was like, they're gonna break up right here.
Actually, I wouldn't even say they're at each other's throats. It's more just him, like, constantly attacking her.
Yeah, he attacks her a lot.
Yeah. Like, she's just trying to, like, navigate. Like, she's trying to, like, get directions and stuff. And he's just there, like, highlighting
Why aren't you
the whole,
telling me
like,
where to
map
go?
for
And she's
her.
like, I have to figure it out. And he's like,
Yeah.
just tell me where to go. We're driving in circles. And she's like, so stop.
Yeah. And, like, they asked for directions at one point and, like, found someone who, like, speaks English and stuff like that and, like, borrowed their phone to get them. And, like, he's just there, like, tracing the route and stuff like that. And she's like, well, why don't you let me do something? He's like, well, if, like, I'm the one that speaks Spanish. So if they don't know they don't know English, like, I have to do it. It's like, but she spoke English. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it was, I'm sick of him. Like,
Yeah.
she's looks like she'd be, like, sweet as hell and stuff like that.
Yeah. I think that, like,
He's
the
just a
environment
fucking
that
dick.
she's in and then with him is making her unlikable, but it's really not her fault.
Yeah.
From what I've seen, it has just been him, but I just don't.
Yeah.
It's just been boring.
I love
Yeah.
Ron and
Mine's on
Letisa. The
Which one is
big,
it?
tall, big man.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Big
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah. But he's like a football player or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's huge.
Oh, what'd he
He's so
say whenever he finished
intimidating.
squatting?
He's like, yeah, he's like so intimidating because he's so big. But like you just know he's like the nicest guy ever. And like as he's like interacting with people, he's just like so fucking nice. And I
Yep.
love her.
Yeah.
Like first impression of her, I was like, oh my god, I'm not gonna like her. And like I just don't. I was like, I feel like she's gonna be annoying. And man, she's not annoying at all. I absolutely love her. It took like one episode for me to change my mind about her. I love her.
Yeah, they're fun.
They're super fun. They're probably the high point. I do like the boyfriends, and I do like Walla Walla, Washington.
They're likable, but it's just not fun watching the twins like dominate every
Yeah.
fucking week.
Yeah.
Like, wasn't that the same thing that happened last season too?
Yeah. When
Like-
like it's just like the one team dominating, it's like not fun.
Yeah.
It's boring. Yeah. So that's it for The Amazing Race. I think that we gave it enough time.
I
Yeah.
didn't even watch it.
Yeah. Have you guys been watching Vanderpump Villa?
No.
Forgot about
No. I've been like half watching it. It's really not good. It's like Below Deck on land, but it's not as good as Below Deck.
Yeah.
Not into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's it for this episode, right?
Yeah.
We did good on time this week, didn't we?
Oh yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Pretty much an hour. So
Guys, we're getting there. We're doing it. We're figuring it out. We're fucking getting there. And
it's
it helps
easy
that The
whenever
Amazing
nothing
Race
happens.
is boring.
Yeah.
And The Bachelor is off.
Yeah. Because that's 3 fucking hours of our life.
Yep.
So thank you guys so much for listening. I know you probably made it to the end of this one because this is normal time. So thank you guys so much for listening. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at Hot Garbage Pod. We also have a YouTube where we put up all of our videos of our podcasts. Check us out there. We've been getting some views there. Not a lot, but some. Appreciate it. See you guys. Thank you. Yeah, so give us a follow, give us a listen, and thank you guys so much for listening. And as always, stay trashy.